Greetings. Welcome back to the makeshift forge. Today what we're going to do is, you saw last video, I made a draw knife, but I don't have anything to hold down the logs that I'm working on, or the limbs or whatever. So we're going to take these pieces of junk steel that I have just lying around, and we're going to forge out a hold down. So first things first, I'm going to light up this forge, and we're going to heat up some steel, and we're going to make it happen. Alright, let's get to it. Should be short and sweet. Alright, this is just mild steel, right? So it doesn't have to be super hot. We're just going to straighten it out. And I'm going to draw this out to a point. Basically, my friend over at Connecticut Backcountry, Gary, explained it perfectly. What I'm making is a giant staple. And what that's going to do is staple the work piece to the work top. In this case, it'll be either a log or a log round, and it'll hold it in place while I'm using my draw knife. So we're going to heat this end up here, draw out to a point, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, and then it's going to use the Pritchett hole or Hardy hole to bend it at a 90-degree angle, and there we go. Easy peasy, nothing to it. The problem with this little stuff is I started out hitting it way too hard. Better bring out the smaller hammer for next heat. You just want to bring it to a nice point, and then once it's pointed, we'll work on the other side. Need to be super hot, like I said before. It's only really mild steel. Perfect for a staple, so it won't break, but not much of a tool steel for other applications, you know? This won't take any grinding work at all, which is nice because it's only going into a log. But you see how that's working out there? Gradual point. Next heat, probably be done on this side anyway. There. Well, I like it. For something that's just going to be stuck into a log, it doesn't need to be perfect. But that's pretty close to good enough. There we go. We'll get the other side. Beautiful day out. Makes everything so much easier when the sun's out. I don't need to make it this straight, but I like to. Alright, we're just going to heat up this end, make another point. One more point. And when I bring the tapers out, or to the two arms to make it look like that giant staple I was talking about, I'm going to make one side longer than the other to make up for the depth of the piece I'm working or using the knife on. You'll see in a minute. Come on, jack off. There we go. One side is always going to be a little higher than the other when you're working on these with these draw knives, because you're working with a log round, right? Or a log. So I'm going to want one arm longer than the other so I get better contact. That's the theory anyway. Alright, one more heat ought to do it. It's a little hot. See it sparking? Oh well. Just a staple. I'm going to take it. I want this to be bent right here, like so. Nice and bent, just like a staple. And that other side, I'm going to do the exact same thing, but I'm going to make it just a little bit longer. This is ready to bend. See, the disparity or the discrepancy isn't all that big. Well, it's enough so when you stick a log on it, it'll, see, if this was a log and that goes in there in the hole or whatever, you don't have to push down so much to get a nice hard hold. Alright, now what this is going to do is it straight? Not. Alright, now it's straight. What I'm going to do is get the other one heated up. I'm going to make another one. This one's going to be a round staple. And while that's heating up, this will heat up, and I'm just going to dunk this in oil to give it a nice, you know, kind of weather-resistant coating. I do the best I can. Stock is thicker on this, so I can actually use a real hammer. Now we're just going to take out some of these lumps and bumps. It's a lot easier for me to use this hammer for some reason. I don't know why. That little machinist hammer is nice, don't get me wrong, but I'm so much more comfortable with a 3-pounder. Alright, one more heat. What did you make, bud? That is beautiful.
A piranha plant?
Or is it beautiful because it's a boo?
A piranha plant and Mario.
Yep.
Dun, 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 dun.
Alright, here we go. That's as much of a point as I need for this. Hey buddy, step back, this is hot over here. Yeah, that's as much of a point I need for that. I'm going to do the other end, and then I'm going to round out the center. Same thing here. I'm not too worried about making everything even, because like the other one, it's just a tool to hold down logs. Get rid of some of these hammer marks while we are at the optimal heat for it. The beauty of this really super mild steel is I don't really care too much if it cracks, because to be frank, I haven't ever cracked any, even when I'm just forging it well, not forging per se, but you know, hammering on it and shaping it when it's stone cold. So that's super malleable stuff. Very, very quick project, just like I'd hoped. Oh, look at that, twisting the smokes out of it. Not cool. There we go. The way to fix a twist, you see how this is twisted right through here, is you hit at an angle. Sometimes it's really steep. You have to hit like here to straighten it all out. Like if I hit that corner, it turns the whole piece over. See? And you keep doing that until you got it square. Melted it. Check that out. Oh well. What I'll do is probably cut that off at some point. Though I'm not too awful worried about it. It's one of the hazards of trying to do things. And that hazard is messing up. Here we are. And all we have to do is just fine point it. Perfect. Now we'll just really make it perfect. Darn. Problem is I have proper tools for this, but you know what? I didn't pull them out because I'm super lazy. But anyway, what we're going to do now that we have this point done, the other point done, I'm going to heat up the center, and we're just going to curve it around the horn, and that'll be it. Ooh, that got a little hot. Come on. Alright, gonna need a little bit more heat. Starting to look pretty nice. And there we go. That'll do the trick. I'm just going to straighten it, heat it, quench it, and then we'll go test it out. Alright. Alright, so here we are. That's all there is to it. I mean, you can use these to staple down pieces of wood, hold them in place. I'm gonna need to make one of these a little bit smaller, make one of these a little bit thicker. But I mean, it works really well. But I had to. This one works really well, but I have to hammer it down deep into the stump, and I'm not sure I'd ever get it back. I mean, it's just so thin that, I mean, it'll bend. I mean, just if I put pressure on it, it'll bend. See? So it's really just not, it's not thick enough. But this one is. This one will be fine for littler things. I mean, just to hold things into place, it'll be okay. So, anyway, let's see if I can straighten it out there. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. And remember, sometimes the best tools are the ones you make yourself. Oh, that was cheesy. You guys take it easy.